This is Cable 18, the Cherry Hill Public Schools television station.
Good evening, and welcome to the West Report. I'm Andy Katz.
And I'm Mark Ekman. Last Wednesday, Cherry Hill East and West faculty played a game of basketball against the Harlem Wizards. Proceeds from the game benefited the Cancer Society. The Wizards defeated the teachers while putting on all kinds of comic routines and trick shots. The team is made up of many former professional and college basketball players. The referee, Manny Sokol, was a former NBA ref. During halftime, the Wizards instructed children from the audience on ball handling skills. Many of the youngsters got a chance to hot dog the ball for a little while. The entire fun-filled evening was put together by the student activities organizations of both East and West. The night was filled with laughter and everyone had a good time.
Last week we began a series on Can-Can, the West Spring Musical. This week we are continuing that series with an interview with Mr. Fisher.
Mr. Fisher, director of the West Spring Musical Can-Can. Mr. Fisher, what does it take to be a director of a spring musical?
Well, I think you have to be, first thing would be a master psychologist, because it takes a lot of organization and there's a lot of people that you're dealing with, not only actors, but there's the musicians, the crew, and just to coordinate all these things. I think this is one of the most important jobs that the director has, especially in a high school musical. And we try to do ours as professionally as possible. You're responsible for all aspects of the musical, from the dancing, the singing, the chorus work, the crew, lighting, sound, and so forth, and everybody has to report back to you, and that's the kind of thing that we have to do here at in the school, in the system. But that's what it takes, I think, and basically you have to treat everybody in a different way. In other words, some kids are different than others. You have to get them to act differently, and this is one of the most important things I think that the job of the director has to do.
Is Can-Can a difficult musical to direct?
The problem with Can-Can, it's a very old musical, and it's one of the musicals that came out in the 50s. Cole Porter wrote the music and lyrics, and A. Burroughs did the book, and there's not a lot of things around that we can compare it to. It's the old musical where we played at different levels and different depths, where, to cover scene changes. It's a good musical. It's a lot of fun to do, and the music is beautiful. Music is just, I think anybody who comes to see it will just love it because of the type of music that it has in it. But it is difficult in the sense that it is an old musical, and there's not a lot of things, like we can't get albums to, to listen to. There was a movie, a very bad movie made of it with Frank Sinatra and Julia Prowse that we've looked at, but I don't like to even compare. I don't even like the kids to watch that because I like to do my own thing on stage.
Your own rendition, in a sense.
Exactly.
And how many musicals, including Can-Can, have you directed?
I did 13 like my first was West Side Story here. My last one was Sweet Charity. And then Mr. Jalora, who was my producer, he took over the musicals, and he did the last 9. When he went on sabbatical this year, they asked me to come out of retirement, kind of like the old war horse coming out of retirement, and they asked me. It's fun. It's been fun. I've got a great cast. I tell you, the kids are just, everybody's been very cooperative, and the kids are working hard. In fact, I asked them to be out of the books by a certain date, and they were out of the books before that. So they're working hard, and we're getting ready we're really coming down to the stretch run now, so to speak. Everything has to be coordinated and put together. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle. It's exactly what it's like. And when everything fits into place, it's marvelous. It just looks so beautiful, and it is beautiful. I think in the 13 years that I've done the shows here, I think I've had maybe 5 perfect shows, perfect performances where one thing or another didn't go wrong. And those are just, they stick out in my memory for a long time.
Do you feel Can will be one of these five, or number one?
I
number
hope
six?
so. I hope so. I would hope that it would. And I think with the type of people I have working with me, my directors, Susie Zucker, choreographer, Stephanie Berger is my choral director, vocal director, Mr. Rabick in music, and Mr. Anderson sound. Miss McMenamin, who's like a triple threat. She's a secretary. She does dialect. She's a dialect coach. She does the costume and makeup. So she's really working hard. And I think that those, and Jeff, couldn't leave out Jeff Goldstein, who does a great job with the sets, and Bob Hines. So I think we'll be, I think we're going to be ready. I think the kids are really feeling it now, and we're getting down to the, to the final stretch run right now.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Fisher, and best of luck for the musicals.
Thank you.
This is Andy Katz for Cable 18.
Well, the winter sports are over. Brian, tell us what happened this winter.
Well, Andy, the boys basketball team ended their season capturing the South Jersey Group 3 title. Their final record was 26-5, finishing second to Camden in Olympic Conference American Division play. Good luck to Mr. Murray, who is coaching the South Jersey All-Star team this Friday night. Also, best of luck to Brian Spell and Alex Sturm, who are on that team. The girls basketball team finished their season with an impressive record of 20 wins and 8 losses. The girls finished third in Olympic Conference American Division play. The wrestling team finished their season with a 10-9-1 record. And finally, congratulations to the swimming team, who concluded their season as New Jersey Division B state champions for the second straight year. Now that winter has ended, it is time to focus our attention on the spring sports scene. This week, we begin a series of previews on each spring sports team here at West. Earlier, I had a chance to speak with Mr. Trotman about this year's varsity baseball team. Mr. Trotman, how does this year's team look for the upcoming season?
Well, I think with 3 key kids back, Lou Sassano, Chris Murphy, and John Percola, we ought to have a pretty good nucleus.
Are those the most promising players for this year's team?
Yes, those are the 3 returners with the experience that they gained last year, mixed in with some of the JV ball players. I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Who are some of those other promising players?
Well, the JV team from last year was undefeated. First time in the school's history we've had that situation. And the key personnel that we're looking for this year are Martin Lewin, Jason Sunkett, Lou Torchel, Pat Nine, Dean DeGrazio, Paul Napoli, and Scott Riley.
Where do you see some of the strong points, and where do you see some of the weaknesses of this year's team?
The strength would have to be in the pitcher-catcher situation, Chris Murphy and John Percola. I think with the younger kids, Jason Sunkett and Martin Lewin, good shortstop and second baseman, we ought to be pretty strong up the middle.
Do you think this team is in store for another state championship?
Number one, if they get the needed experience, and number two, if we can get another pitcher or two behind Murphy, I think we can possibly contend. Yes.
Good luck for the following season, Mr. Trotman, and we all hope for the best. I'm Brian Slotkin for the West Report. Another up-and-coming team is our girls softball team. This year, the team has a new head coach, Mrs. Johnson. Melanie Candelori had a chance to speak with Mrs. Johnson earlier.
Mrs. Johnson, I understand this is your first coaching job here at West. Have you ever coached an athletic team before this one?
Yes, 2 years ago I coached Millville High School's track team, and I was the head distance coach there.
And how are you enjoying your coaching job here at West so far?
Oh, the girls are they're a good bunch of girls. They're very fun to work with, and they're very athletically inclined. So my job here is very easy because I have a good bunch of girls to work with.
Did many girls try out at the tryouts? Were there many girls there?
Yeah, we had approximately 45 girls try out for the team, and we're down to about 30 now.
And are there many returning players?
The varsity lineup are all returning players, and 4 of whom are varsity letter winners from last year.
What aspects of the game do you think your team needs the most work on?
I would say that just developmental skills and working together as a team unit, because not all the girls played together last year.
And do you have a difficult schedule this year?
Actually, I can't answer that question because I have no idea what the other teams are going to be like since I wasn't in the district last year. But I am told that Cherry Hill East is a team to beat.
Well, thank you for talking with us, and good luck with your team.
Okay.
This is Melanie Candelori for the West Report.
And that's it, sports. Back to you, Mark.
And now here's Drew Hannes with another edition of What's Hip.
Hi, I'm Drew Hannes, and I'm here to tell you what's hip. Terrence Trent Darby, that's what's hip. This new young singer is extremely talented with both his song and dance. His debut album, Introducing the Hardline, according to Terrence Trent D'Arby, is selling quite well. Speaking of well, his new #1 smash single, Wishing Well, is a tune you shouldn't miss. Terrence has a style all his own, and it shows on his new album with songs like Let Me Stay, Sign Your Name, and Rain. Another good cut is Smokey Robinson's Who's Loving You. What's the future for this young performer? A concert at the Schubert Theater on March 31st, and hopefully a few more good albums. I'm Drew Hannes, telling you to watch out for Terrence Trent D'Arby, and I'll see you next time on What's Hip?
Yesterday began a new pilot program at West. Evening hours at the Cherry Hill West Library. Students had a chance to use their school library for research and reference needs. If you missed the evening hours yesterday, the library will be open at night on April 5th. The times will be 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Also remember, your ID card is required. After the junior school news, Cable 18 will present The Guidance Show, live. This week's show is titled Growing Up in Today's World. So stay tuned to Cable 18. Mark?
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be waited on by one of your classmates? If you're interested in buying your friends, come to the slave sale sponsored by the junior class this Friday, March 25th at 8 o'clock in the cafeteria. Cost is $3, but bring more money if you're interested in buying slaves. And don't forget, student ID is required. Thank you for watching the West Report. Tune in again next week at the same time. Good night.
Good night.
Good evening and welcome to the first edition of Eastcast in Spring '88. I'm Nikki Patel here with Dara Les. The top stories tonight are the rave reviews for Oliver and the Harlem Wizards game, and the newly elected Boys State and Girls State delegates. Last Saturday night's production of Oliver was a very fine and entertaining musical extravaganza. Brad Hall-Nicki, Miriam Zabel, and Mindy Weiss all did an excellent job playing their parts of Fagin, Nancy, and Oliver. The songs and dances were great to listen to. The dance numbers were full of life, and it is quite evident that the cast and crew has worked long and hard in order to give East students and area residents the opportunity to see this great play. It's a wonderful show, so don't miss it. The final days to see the spectacle are March 24th, 25th, and 26th at 7:30 p.m., so buy your tickets now. This week on Eastcast, we have the second in a series of 3 interviews with the members of the humanities class on their recent trip to Washington, D.C. So here's Michelle Darnell and Grant Hunter discussing his impressions of the experience.
Grant, why did the humanities course go to Washington?
The trip to Washington was so we could go to the many embassies from Asia and learn about the country from the diplomats at the embassy.
And which embassy did you go to?
I went to China.
And what kind of things did they talk about, and what did you learn at the Chinese embassy?
Well, we went into a big room with all these artworks and stuff, and he talked about the artworks for a little while and how they fit into the history and the dynasties, and then there's a questioning part where we asked him questions that we wish to know the answers to.
And what else did you do in Washington? Did you see any of the sites or anything like that?
We went to the mall area, which is where the Smithsonian, the Capitol, and all those nice historic places are, all the monuments. And you had a chance to go to Georgetown or to a comedy club the night before.
This has been Michelle Darnell with Grant Hunter for Eastcast.
Last Wednesday night, March 16th, the Emmanuel Cancer Society for Children held its first fundraiser. It was a basketball game between members of the East-West faculty and the Harlem Wizards. The cost was $5 to see this spectacular display of talent, which all began at 7:30 p.m. in the East Gym. The sequence went as follows. The East faculty played a quarter against the Wizards, then the West faculty played a quarter against the Wizards, and the last two quarters, the East and West faculties joined forces against the Wizards. Mr. Steele coached East's team, and the players were Mr. Musumeci, Mr. Neck, Mr. Fleming, Mr. Wood, Mr. Valori, Mr. Belchikoff, Mr. Smith, Mr. Martine, and Dr. Dwyer. Not only was the game exciting, in which the Wizards emerged victorious, but halftime was a show in itself. The Wizards picked children from the stands, and they had a game of hot potato with them using the basketball. The kids were given posters of the Harlem Wizards, and the two youngest winners received Harlem Wizard t-shirts. This game was the first fundraiser for the Emmanuel Cancer Foundation, and hopefully there will be many more to come in the future. This week, the boys and girls state delegates, alternates, and citizenship and Rotary Award winners were announced. Ravi Goel, Scott Podolsky, Scott Angstretch, Andre Hu, and Adam Cohen were chosen as boys state delegates. Mike Furlanetto, Todd Schulman, and Darren Fleischman were selected as alternates. Rotary Girls Citizenship and Girls State delegates will be chosen from the following: Nidhi Kapoor, Amy Shapiro, Lisa Farrell, Sue Magazin, Marcy Shapiro, Jennifer Purnell, Leanne Cohen, Allison Bell, Kathy Marara, Pam Daniels, and Regina Zippel. The delegates to the Girls Citizenship Institute is Lauren Brandt, and the alternate is Jennifer Rush. Congratulations to these fine students and athletes who will represent East this summer.
The East chess team competed in the state chess finals and finished in a three-way tie for first. Unfortunately, East lost by half a point in the tiebreaker, but will go on to the national finals. It has been an exceptional three-year winning streak for the chess team. Coach Carmen Grasso said that the members of the team played brilliantly and he looks forward to the national win. Good luck. The date is set for the annual Cherry Hill East Variety Show. This Student Congress-sponsored talent show will be held on Friday night, April 22nd, in the East Auditorium. The event, which is dedicated to the senior class, will be filled with songs, dances, live bands, magic, stand-up comedies, and many other unique acts. Not only does this night promise to be a lot of fun, but it will also be charitable. This is because Student Congress will donate all of the money raised to a needy charity. So mark the date on your calendar and come see East Rising Stars on April 22nd at their annual variety show. 2 weeks ago, we told you about Kurtaman's success. Today, Andrea Weinberg is here with some of the team members to tell us about Kurtaman.
First of all, could one of you tell us exactly what Kurtaman is?
Basically, Kurtaman is a Latin Knowledge Bowl type thing where there are two teams composed of 4 members apiece from different schools, and the commentator will ask a question, which will be the toss-up, dealing with some sort of aspect in Roman mythology, history, literature, or grammar. And then the team that answers that will be given a chance to get 2 more bonus questions, amounting to a total of 20 points. The team with the final score with the highest amount of point value wins the meet.
Okay, and how did you get involved in the team?
All right, if you are interested in Latin culture, mythology, and grammar, and if you're really good in grammar, you are recommended by your Latin teacher to go into Latin Kurtaman. Then you have some practice sessions, and then you have tests, and then you are picked if you're good enough.
I understand that all 3 levels took first place last week during the regional competition. What will be your next step?
Well, our next step is basically to go to a state convention in which we play the Northern champions, and there's a 1 round each, and then the winner of that wins the state title and a trophy.
Is this the first year that the team has been competing?
No, East has been competing in Kurtaman for the past 7 years, coached by Dr. Ford.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck in the state convention. This has been Andrea Weinberg for Eastcast.
If you were at the Echelon Mall this past Sunday, March 20th, you definitely were not alone. About 50 other Cherry Hill East students were outside at J.C. Penney's between the hours of 12 and 5 p.m. Why, do you ask? They were selling radiant yellow daffodils to benefit the American Cancer Society. This Daffodil Day has been done annually and has been successful every time. Out of all things, why were they selling daffodils, do you ask? Daffodils were picked because they represent the first flower of spring and the first flower of hope. All profits go to the American Cancer Society, and a considerable sum was collected. Chairpeople for this event were Lee Diamondstein, Marcy Shapiro, and Elisa Pollock. Students sold flowers in shifts between the hours of 12 and 5 p.m. This event is always an excellent fundraiser, and it's annual, so if you missed it this year, watch for it again next spring.
Congratulations to the East Boys swim team members who placed on the All-South Jersey team. They are John Arakal, first in team diving, Bill Fulton, first in the 100-meter freestyle, Chane Moore, first in the 100-meter breaststroke, Jack Wright, second in the 200-meter freestyle, Pat Mead, second in the 100-meter backstroke, Matt Meyer, third in the 200-meter freestyle, and Perry Wasserloff, who came in third in the 100-meter breaststroke. Once more, congratulations to the team and Coach Fred Knauth.
Thank you very much for watching tonight's edition of Eastcast. Stay tuned for the live guidance show, Growing Up in Today's World, with special guest Camden County Prosecutor Sam Asbell, Pat Curtis from Family Focus, Gloria Wool, a school psychologist, and Peg Jordan, school counselor at East. This is a live call-in format, so please call in tonight and comment on growing up in today's world following the Beck News. That's it from us at East. This has been Dara Less with Nikki Patel. Tonight, we leave you with Ophelia, who is on a spring cleaning spree. Good night, Ophelia.
This is Cable 18, the Cherry Hill Public Schools television station.